Okay, I think we can start the session now, and as and when more people join us, we can let them in. But thank you all for joining us today for this session. You would have seen from the invite that that you've been receiving from your student advisors that this is a series that we have launched, and this is apart from the launch event. This is the third session that we are running today. Um, Primarily, the session of the reason for the Managing Your Studies series is for us to offer that additional level of support to our students who are currently studying, and offer that support via the alumni of the Global MBA program itself, since they have gone through this program and they have successfully graduated from the program. So I believe we do share a lot of tips from our alumni. There are many occasions where we get them together and we get them to share their journey with current students. But I think um, the whole idea of running this through an organized series with different topics to talk about will really help with formalizing the knowledge sharing. So, without further ado, um, I would first of all, I'd like to tell you that this session is recorded. So, in case if you would like to see this recording later on, or if you'd like to share it with any of your other colleagues in the program, you're most welcome to do that. We will be sending this recording out after the session. But I will start with introducing you to our alumni speaker today. We have with us Sneha Matthew, who's an MBA graduate from the University of Manchester Alliance Manchester Business School, and she graduated on her program with a distinction, and she was also awarded the best student for the Middle East cohort in 2019. Currently, she's working as a marketing director with Kijigo. It's a tech startup based in UK. Sneha was born and raised in the UAE. Sneha is a senior marketing professional with over 17 years of experience who drives company growth through creative and innovative marketing strategy. She's the brains behind many high visibility marketing campaigns in GCC and has built and nurtured several local, regional, and MNC brands in the Middle East, GCC, and India. So that's a huge introduction, and no pressure, Sneha. But of
Not
course,
problem.
but of course, and to add up to all of that, Sneha is also now a listed teaching assistant with the Alliance Manchester Business School, and she has facilitated workshops recently in Jumeirah Emirates Towers. She facilitated two different workshops, one for OCV and the other for digital marketing strategies, if
Yeah,
I'm correct.
yeah.
So we're very, very honored and privileged to have Sneha as such a good friend of the school and the university and the Middle East Center. Thank you, Sneha,
I'm
for
absolutely
joining
honored.
us. And
My
I
pleasure.
will now hand over the stage to you. It's all
Thank
yours.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, guys. It's absolutely fantastic to be on this side of the program. And I never thought I'm actually going to be giving you guys advice. While Amna was very kind in saying that, I topped the university and cohort and all, believe you me, I had a full-time job and I was in advertising. So I did not sit and study like the university keeps asking us to do all the time. So what I'm going to do today is share my experiences and my tips and tricks, which hopefully will benefit you to successfully manage the clashing deadlines, which I've seen. And I think we can get this done and hopefully get you excellent marks so that tomorrow you're going to be on this side and you're going to be telling students of tomorrow your tips and tricks as to how they can manage clashing deadlines. Yeah, so let's get this started. I've planned a very small group activity, so it'll be nice if all of you can mute yourself unless you're talking to the team or talking to us. And whatever questions you have, it'll be nice if you can note it down. And once my delivery of presentation is done, we can have a chit chat, and then I'll help you to the best of my ability. Yeah. So let's get started. Brilliant. So, like everyone keeps saying, we have BAF and DMS and management of disruptive technologies and children and grocery shopping and office deadlines and assignments and group work. It's actually easier said than done, right? As we all say. But you know what? As we smart managers know, failing to plan is actually planning to fail. So today, if you have not already done, we're going to plan our success and the weeks ahead so that we can come out of this winning. So, what we're going to do today is combine common sense with experience and with successful practices, which many professionals, including medical professionals, have observed across the world, with our objectives, which is, submitting the assignments and group work and all those things on deadline. And then, like the smart managers that we are, we get a winning strategy. First and foremost, what we do is let's do an audit of the now. So I don't know if anyone's familiar with this tool, which is the situation, task, action, result tool. Many people use this in recruitment, many people use this in project management and operations. So we can actually deploy this operations tool to figure out what we are doing right now. We take a look at the situation we are in currently, which is you've identified your scenario. Where are you at the studying stage? Where are you at the comprehension of the modules and the subject matter that you have to study? What kind of group works are you currently involved in? Do you have to give more time to it? So you basically set the scene into what is the last end game, which is delivering the project or delivering the assignments on your last day. I cannot break it down for you because everybody has their own individual problems and winnings and strengths and what they have done and how much they are caught up with. But it is very important for you to do an audit to understand and to give yourself a game plan to achieve the results. So sit down, be honest with yourself, and see where am I right now. I have one, two, three things to deliver. If you're in your electives, then it might be a little more. If you're in your first year, it might be a little less. I don't know. Depending on where you are, figure out what your study schedule has been till now, what your knowledge depth has been till now, and set the scene. Then you understand what are the tasks that you have to do. What more do I have to learn? How many more modules do I have to listen to go through? How much of the text do I have to finish reading? Or have I finished listening to all the online lectures? What were the group conversations like? I'm sure many of you have been involved in the group work during workshops. They are all gold mines. So what kind of conversations were happening? What kind of learnings were people sharing across? And understand what is required and who is to do what, especially when it comes to group work, who is to do what, when, where, and figure out what is required based on the specific targets that you have. So suppose someone is going to do a digital marketing strategy and you have done absolutely nothing in terms of the modules and learnings, but if you have been part of the workshop, there is a substantial amount of learning that you have taken home with you. So according to that, do the audit and figure out, be honest again, and figure out what your tasks are going to be. Then you detail out your specific action plan. We are going to go into detail in the subsequent slides and figure out how you're going to do it and what are you going to do about it. Again, I'm going to take you through specific breakdowns, which I have deployed for my studies. But overall, it is important to understand what kind of action results are you looking at. In terms of results, what are you planning to accomplish? uh, every time I was doing this, I was sure that I wanted to have get a distinction. The topper was just a fluke and a luck, I believe, but I was sure that I wanted to do well. And so not just the basic reading in terms of the literature that the professors ask you, but I would always be looking at the business journals, the trade journals. I would always, and not just the things that again, which the university asks you to read and the library asks you to read. I would always be gathering information, not particularly about a specific target, but overall about the subject. So LNG, which is economics, I knew what kind of orientation was happening because of the workshops. So I would be always open to listening and gathering information and news articles and journals and Harvard Business Review articles. So all those things which are currently in the student scenario, I was always open and I was always eager actually to keep that in my pocket of knowledge. I would store it in some way, either in terms of digital format or just in my brain. I would store and I would recall it when I need it. So that actually helped when it came to writing down my assignments and referencing and all those things. And one of the things that we as human beings are always good at is achieving emotional results, not just the fact that you're going to get a pass or a merit or a distinction or just an assignment that you're going to submit, but something, if you can actually attribute some types of qualitative or emotional results. Maybe the fact that you'll make your parents proud, or the fact that you're going to get a promotion in the office once you complete this, or the fact that you're going to be an inspiration to your children, or the fact that you're going to actually inspire your peers to take up such a similar course, or even to yourself to say that while you're working you're actually tackling such a tough course, and see, I'm tougher than I thought I was, and I can come out of this as a winner. So it'll be nice to understand why and what why you want to do this, and actually give out an emotional or a qualitative kind of a result to this whole process. And trust me, it will push you to achieve more, and it'll push you to what we say as be better. So now what we're going to do is to maximize the next 3 weeks, or 3 weeks or so, and so that we can come out of this, managing the deadlines in a manner that is optimal. So we are people who have so many things. Like I said, some of us are parents, some of us are single people, but we have the responsibility of parents or siblings and children and office, and we are sometimes managers and team leaders. So we have juniors to mentor, to help out with. We have targets to achieve. We have our normal business projects processes to achieve. So what do we do? So it's very easy to say, oh my God, for the next 3 weeks there is so much to do. Am I going to do something? Am I going to do everything and fail at it? Or am I going to do absolutely nothing and put up your hands and say, call your student advisor and say, you know what, I actually cannot do anything about this. I'm just frozen in fear. That's not going to happen. We're going to get a tool to actually figure out what is the something that you do, and the nothing that you don't do, and the everything that you don't do. Okay. So all of us have a lot of mails that come saying, it's something is very ASAP and stat and urgent and all those things. So I'm going to ask you guys to go into a breakout room and figure out your things to do in the next 3 weeks into this graph. So in a graph where you have important and you have extremely important, nobody else will be able to tell the metrics of what is extremely important but you. So please plot that into this. So remember, you are a whole human. You are not just someone who's working. Please take into consideration your professional, your personal, your spiritual, your any other aspect of your life that you have to continue. Please take care of all of that, and let's plot this into this universe. And again, on the x-axis you have urgent and extremely urgent. So we're going to plot all the things that we have to do into this kind of a graph, and you're going to come back. And I think we have what, 15 people? Amna?
Yeah, I think we have about 12, if I'm not wrong, at this point in time.
Okay, so we can break them out into what, three each, three in a group?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we'll give you 10 minutes and
Hmm.
plot it down, and please come back and present it to us. One member of each team, you get around 2 minutes to tell us exactly what is extremely important, what is important and urgent, and what is extremely important and extremely urgent, and we'll figure out how to take things from there. Sounds fair?
Sounds like a plan.
So,
Helen, can you please
yeah,
put us in breakout rooms?
just doing that now.
Thank you.
Guys,
Hi, Michael, are you there? Hello. Sneha, I think Michael is not available at the moment, but if he comes back online, he should have
Sure.
received the invitation to go to one of
Sure,
the
no problem.
rooms.
No problem.
Sure.
Can you check if everyone's doing okay? I think everybody's.
Yeah. So room one has 3 students and Rosie. Room
Okay.
2 only has 2 students.
Okay.
Room 3 has 4, and room 4 has 2 students. Sorry, 1 student plus Amna and Shalini.
Okay. There's, there's Ghanem Al Sahir also.
Hi, Ganam. Hi, Ganam. Can you hear me? I'm just going to move Fatima to another room. So I'll move her to room 2.
Sure.
Hi, Ganam. Are you there?
He says she is or says I can hear. Just give me 1 minute.
Okay. Oh, he's disconnected from the call. Oh,
Okay,
he's,
come back.
yeah. Hello, Ganam. Hi. I'll assign him to a room.
Tariq. Is someone entering the room again?
Mhm. I'll assign him to room 2. Hello, Tariq.
Hi,
Hi, Tariq. How are you?
good. How are you?
I'm very well. Tariq, we are just in breakout rooms at the moment. Are you happy to join one of the rooms just to have the
Yeah,
discussion?
sure.
Yeah,
Yes,
sure.
yes, sure.
Fantastic.
Yes, sure. Thank you. Thank you, Hannah.
No problem. Sure. Tariq, you should receive. Oh, he's gone now.
Okay. How much? Have you noted the time? Sorry, I didn't look at the time.
I think maybe another 5 minutes till half
Okay.
past.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How many teams do we have?
There's only 3 now.
Ah, okay, perfect. That's fine.
Yeah. One second. Sneha, there's 3 rooms.
Yeah.
And they all have a staff member inside.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. So would you like me to send a message to say that it will close in 5 minutes?
Yeah, or 4 minutes actually.
4 minutes.
Yeah, because it's 4:26, so
Yeah.
by 4:30 we'll close.
Sneha, what I'll do now is I'll close the rooms and they'll get a notification of like 30 seconds or so.
Yeah. It's only 1 more minute, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just close them now. They get 60 seconds. So
Yeah.
that's good. Nice timing.
Yeah, absolutely. They can unmute themselves if they want, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Hello, welcome back. Everyone else should be joining soon. There we go.
Yeah, we're coming back in.
Yeah. Let me know once everyone's done.
Hey, Helen, good to hear your voice.
Hello, Ganam. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Nice to see you. I think that's everyone back now.
Okay, brilliant. So I hope you had fun listening to each other's problems and things that are important. So would you like to go groups one by one? Just unmute yourself and let's have a go as to what your team thought was the most important, was the most urgent, and was just important and urgent.
Yeah, I think we are group 1, so we can
Okay, perfect.
go first.
Perfect.
So we had it as work, family, and MBA. Most of us
Okay.
agreed that the family comes first. Is extremely important.
Right.
And then the second will be work. Third will be MBA. So the reason
Okay.
why the MBA is at last, because for example, if we are not working, we can't pay for our
Yes,
so
absolutely.
so that's why sometimes work will come before MBA. But
Sure.
me personally, since I was saying to Amna, me personally, since we have deadlines until end of June, so at this specific period of time, I will consider my MBA assignments more
Of
than
course,
work.
of course. So,
Yeah.
when I said extremely important, I meant, you'll break down your family commitments. So, is it grocery shopping? Is it taking children to the school? Is it caring for your parents? So, we'll talk about that later. But good job. I understand. And maybe we
Thank
need
you.
to also rework the priorities in terms of the MBA assignments. But fantastic job, fantastic job.
Yeah.
So, group 2, would you like to go ahead? Who's group 2? Anybody from group 2?
I mean, don't tell me we didn't have a group 2. We definitely had a group 2.
No, we don't know the exact number of the group, whatever. Yeah, we
Okay,
Okay.
can.
you can
So
go
you can,
on.
yeah, you can present. The second group can present whoever it is.
Yes, it's okay. And we
Yeah,
were discussing what is related to the study
that's
itself
fine.
as a
That's fine.
priority. So
That's
that now,
perfect.
as mentioned by our colleague, that now the priority is coming for submission for
Yeah,
our
yeah,
assignments because its due date is by the
yeah,
end of this month. So it's urgent and this is important thing. We
yeah.
have important simulation project, but it is not
Yes,
urgent at that time.
yeah,
So that we'll go with it later.
yeah,
The same is with the preparation for the new semester or for the new modules, but
yeah.
it is not urgent in the meantime like this. But we were discussing that your first slide, it is easy to say, but it's difficult
Exactly.
to action. It's always the same.
Yeah,
Every day you see that how and I will finish today
exactly.
half
Yeah,
of the operations and
yeah,
management book, so that you will find yourself finished with
yeah,
only 10 papers or something like this. This
yeah,
is as as per my
yeah.
experience.
Inshallah, after
It's
this,
usually
you'll
when
find it.
we got into on the job. Now
Yeah,
we didn't become like before that the study machine inside our
exactly.
brains is not
Exactly.
the same. Totally
Exactly.
different.
Yeah, yeah.
Totally different.
Yeah, so we'll address that also in the coming slides. So you did something absolutely brilliant, Ahmed. You broke it down, and you broke it down to say that submission of assignments. It's not just a broad category, which is studies, but you broke it down to say that assignments are extremely important and extremely urgent. But you also spoke about submissions for simulation, which you said is it is important and urgent, but not that important and urgent. If something is not important, don't bring it into the slide. If something is not urgent, don't bring it into the slide. So we'll analyze this a little more if once we hear all the groups speaking. Thank you, Ahmed, for volunteering. And again, it was brilliant. And I know it was short notice, but excellent exercise. Can we have the next representative of the next group, please?
Yes, Sarah here, so from group 3. So
Yes.
we had several points also related to MBA, but also private life.
Yes.
So
Yes.
starting with the MBA, we also said, for example, assignment is extremely important, but the urgency level depends how far we are away from the submission date.
Yes.
So that would change throughout that time frame, also the prioritizing it. The same is for workshop. For workshop, we said, since the time is limited, that it's extremely important and extremely urgent.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
it's really usually 3 days or 1 week.
Yes. So
And
did you have anything in important urgent quadrant? Did you have any? Did you guys plot anything in the important, urgent quadrant, or extremely important but not that urgent quadrant?
Yeah, actually, we have in terms of work-life balance, private hobbies / socializing. We see it also as important, but more in the
Bravo,
middle.
fantastic, fantastic.
But,
Yes.
and also between urgent and extremely urgent, because it's something we should consider in our everyday life, but
exactly.
Depends where we stand, it has a less or higher priority.
Exactly. Absolutely fantastic. Great insights. Absolutely great insights, which I'm going to talk about in the next few slides. Do we have any? Thank you, Sarah, for volunteering and for sharing your experiences. Do we have anybody else? Do we have any more groups to talk?
I think we had 3 groups, and
we're done.
That. Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic exercise, everyone. But again, when we do this, you have to break it down. And trust me, this grid is a very, very important grid. And I don't know if you know of marketing and advertising industry. We can't sleep because of the volume of work, and everything is urgent. It's almost like we are trauma surgeons who are reviving our clients. This has helped me keep my sanity and actually has kept me alive, and obviously has helped me do well in my professional career as well. Plot your things to do in extremely important and extremely urgent grid, and you will actually be successful. So if something is extremely important and extremely urgent, you have to do it now. Okay, in the next 3 weeks. Of course, socializing and partying and all those things are important facets to a human life, but it is not very, very important for the next 3 weeks. And your friends will understand, and if they don't understand, sorry, they are not your friends. They want you to win, so they will support you. Whatever comes in the quadrant of extremely important and extremely urgent, you do now. What is extremely important but not that urgent, you schedule to do. I'm not saying schedule it after the 3 weeks, but depending on your commitment and your deadlines, you schedule it to do in a space that you create. So if it is a Friday and you've committed to studying the whole day, you find a small capsule of time and you schedule it. Or if it's your work day and you have left your work and you're studying from maybe 6 in the evening to say 12 or 1 at night, you schedule a small pocket of time and you do that work, which is extremely important, but it's not that urgent. Again, if it is not important, if it is not urgent, we do not bring it into the slide. Partying, certain kinds of socializing, you do not bring it into the slide. What is most urgent and most important for the next 3 weeks is the only thing. I think it's 3 weeks that you bring it into this grid. The next thing, if it is extremely urgent but not that important, you delegate. Give it to your peers to do. Ask for help in your family and delegate someone and ask them to do it instead of you. You might have to check for quality, you might have to oversee, but you don't have to spend 100% of your time. It could be 20% of your time. And the most important thing, if it is only important and not extremely important, if it is only urgent and not extremely urgent, delete it for the next 3 weeks. We are not going to do this because you have a certain objective, which is to achieve your submissions, and that is substantially going to take a lot of things off your plate, and that's going to give you a huge relief. Trust me, and use this. You even use this in your office life. It's going to really, really change your professional and your academic life. And how do we do all of these things? The first thing we do is we call in the allied forces, right? You call in your allies at home. It is only for 3 weeks. You have been there supporting everything and everyone. This is the time that they get to support you and to show you their thanks. If you have your spouse and you have your home chores to run, your grocery shopping to run, your children's education fees, whatever it is, your care for your parents, sometimes you have siblings that you need to help. Please call for allies at home. Call your friends, your parents, your family, your spouse, whoever it is, to support you and to help you so that you will not have to dedicate your time to all these activities at home. So if it is 100%, it comes down to the 20%, which is considered under the extremely important and extremely urgent scenario. It is very important that they help you, and you can come out of this. You can only come out of this if you have their help. So please call in their forces, sit them down. Even if it is your children who are little, tell them that we are studying, we are doing something important that you will be proud of. So please help me and give me the space and time that I require. Allies at work, allies in the office. So when I was doing my MBA, I had clients who were who I mean, I was an account director, so I used to lead a team, and I had clients who would talk only to me. So when I was doing my workshops in Manchester, and if it was extremely important, they would call me in UK time. They would call me at a time when it was comfortable for me and convenient for me, but only for a small bit. The bosses, your vertical support is extremely important. You have done so much for that organization till today, and what you're learning today is going to actually benefit the organization tomorrow, because all the learnings that you have is going to make you a better professional, and you're going to implement it first where? In your office, which is going to help them drive better revenues, drive better processes, drive better teamwork, and all those things that will ultimately lead to a better organization. So your boss has to support you. Sit him down and say, dude, for the next 3 weeks, I will leave office on time. If you have leaves that you can take, if you can take a half day, and if it is not very important to you, please use that time in dedicating to your work, to your studies. I'm going to say studies, but it's not really studies. It's in your group work, in your assignment work. Dedicate that time. It's going to help you. The horizontal peers. So you have different team leaders. Sometimes things that I needed to take a look at, or I needed to go for client meetings, someone from the other team would say, Sneha, it's okay, you do your thing, I will help them out, I will help your juniors out. And they will step in for you, because obviously it's one big organization, and you have stepped in for them many times. I'm sure. Call in their help and say, dude, if something happens, if I'm not there, please give them a help. If there's a meeting and I'm not available, or I can't be available, please take care of the meeting. It helps, and they will be more than happy to support you, and you can always return the favor tomorrow once you're done with your MBA and you've scored your distinction. Your downward your employ the team members who report into you, they were one of the reasons that I could do my MBA, because I had a team of 9 people who were direct reports, and they were handling multiple accounts, multiple clients, and they used to cover for me, and they used to manage their time. Instead of calling me 10 times, they would call me twice, whether I was doing my workshop, whether I was in doing my group work in the library. They actually managed everything, and they supported me. You need their support to do this, and please talk to them and tell them that you have a timeline. It's not forever. It's just 3 weeks of your time, and it's basically your 15 days of work time. So please ask them for their help. Everybody at work who's connected to you, your suppliers, your accountants, maybe who are into invoicing and all those things, channel it, plan for your success. Say that by the end of the month, if there are invoices, if there are collections, if there are whatever nitty-gritties of business that has to be taken care of, I won't be here. Talk to Mr. X or Miss Y, or talk to my boss, or talk to this team person. They're going to get everything sorted, so your work is not affected. And like Ahmed said, of course work is important, otherwise we won't be able to pay for this, and we won't be able to do anything. We're going to ensure that work is not touched, and in fact you come out of this winning. But please talk to all your allies, and or get your the partners at work as your allies, and it's going to substantially help you win the game. The third and most important thing, your allies. You have allies in the university. uh, I know that you have not been able to meet the professors one on one, but I see that there are lots of drop-in sessions, and they're all very open to helping any student. So you have the email IDs. If you have questions, please connect with them. You have your student sorry you have your university student advisors, the local personnel who are there to help you all the time. Please bug them. And I used to bug Amna a lot, so because she was my student advisor. And please bug them and allow them to help you, whatever is possible. They will step in and help you. The third facet, which are your alumni. most of you probably do not know your alumni, or maybe you do. Reach out for any help. Naturally, we cannot help you crack the assignment. We cannot tell you how to do it. But these kinds of conversations as to how do I tackle something, or any such advice, we will be able to help you based on our experience. Lots of people I don't even know, they get my number from somewhere and they call me and ask me how to form a group for LBP and what is the focus for LBP. We are all happy to help you because we are part of this family and we all want to see you win. So please reach out to your allies at university and ask the help that you need, so that again you can come out of this managing your deadlines and coming out of this as winners. Next important fact: play to your strengths. So you have different subjects that you have to carry, right? You have marketing, you have operations, you have finance, you have economics. So there is something that you do every day. There is something that you are tackling that you don't have to learn so much about, because this is your profession. Play to your strengths, so once you see the assignment, see how you can capitalize on your experience and your strength, and maybe that is what you need to tackle first. Although I've said eat that frog, which is the second thing. For usually what eat that frog basically means is the frog is very difficult to swallow apparently. So if you can swallow the frog first, then you can tackle all the other things at an easier pace. So you have to determine what is your strength and what is a tough thing. Maybe your strategy could be you finish this first thing first, the tough thing first, so that you have space for the next, and you don't have to spend a lot of time for the things that you know. Or maybe you want to say that, you know what, this is easy for me, I know what I'm doing, I just have to do bare minimum reading, or I just know how to tackle this. Let me finish the easy things first, so at least one is chalked out and out of my plate, and then I tackle the frog. Depends on what your personality is and what your outlook is. The statistics usually show that if you can do the tough thing first, it's a huge win for you, and your endorphins come out. And as human beings, we love to win, and that shows, your ego starts to say, look, you cracked that tough thing. You think you can't do this small thing, which is, completely your forte. So that is another trick that you can use. Now we look at some tips and tricks from my experience. First, the workshop. All of you have been through a workshop right now. There is a reason why this workshop is very close to your assignment submissions. If you follow and you are involved in that workshop and you use the conversations and learnings and modules and frameworks in your assignment, trust me, you're at least 50 to 60% done. You know, it is a huge resource of learning and huge resource that you can adapt and use in your assignments. Please be mindful of that, and please be smart enough to do that, and it is going to help you as it did me. The next thing, the last online lecture. Again, if you look at the last online lecture that your professors have given you, go through the presentation slides. If you have not heard the last online lectures, please listen to the last online lectures. If it is yet to be conducted, which I'm sure is not, plan your assignment and then listen to the online lecture, and you can come out of it and open your laptop and actually start writing, because it gives you a lot of pointers. It gives you, because the professors want you to win and succeed and pass with fantastic marks, so they are going to amplify those lectures with the things that you should be mindful of, with the frameworks that you can consider using in your assignment, with the learning experiences that you can implement. So that is a huge trash stove. Again, please go back and listen to it and use it for your assignments, and you will be done in no time. Again, next one, plan the assignment. It's what, 1,500 to the maximum is 3,500 words. Please sit down and break it down. Break the assignment into saying, what is your introduction going to be? Like, structure it. You get more marks if it is structured. Structure it and figure out what you're going to say. It might not need to have anything to do with the textbooks or learnings or anything, but you know what you're going to say. I know that when you see the question and you have a fair amount of reading and learnings that are under your belt, you know exactly the kind of the debate and the kind of conversation that you want to have in that assignment. Sit down and plan it. Maybe the introduction is going to be 250 words. The next paragraph is going to be, I don't know, 500 words. The next is going to be another 500. Conclusion is, or the last bit is going to be something else. Maybe there's a background that you want. So if you break it down and plan this out, it's going to look so easy because it's like 250 words and 500 words and all those things. I'm sure we all WhatsApp more than that in a day, or sometimes if it's a heated argument, we WhatsApp more than 3,000 words in a day, I'm sure. So break it down and figure out what you want to say. And if you assign 250 words or 300 words, when you start writing, you will know that it is not enough, because you have to make your debate and you have to showcase your critical thinking. So you will understand that if I say that the earth is flat, I have to show journals or literature that contributes and agrees with the fact that my theory is of the earth is flat is true. But I also have to critically analyze it and say, but you know what? Somebody else has said the earth is flat. Sorry, earth is round. And this person has said that. And this is how it is working out. But I am drawing my conclusion because of A, B, C. You see, this is an assignment which you've already tackled. So use these kinds of breaking it down to the minutest piece so that it helps you out. Reading, citation, referencing, our enemy till the day we pass out. So what you need to do is, because again, like Ahmed said, we are not in that framework of learning. We have left our learning days far behind, and most of us in our corporate world are used to skimming everything and seeing what is just the small learning that is coming through. In reading, when you're reading the textbook and when you see something important, take another paper, either digitally, or I used to have a notebook and I used to write down the gist of that reading. I used to write down the page number, and I used to write down the if it's a very big book, the paragraph or something like that. What that helps me is when I'm writing my assignment, I don't have to go start digging through the whole book, which is 300, 400 pages, to figure out where did I actually read this. Because again, those things are not in logical order. It is based on what the writer thought is logical order. Your logic is different. So when you're reading the textbooks and when you're doing these things, please note it down somewhere. Citations, the moment you get a citation, I used to do it in the Harvard referencing format. I used to have a separate document. Suppose I'm doing the final assignment for digital marketing strategy and I'm writing the assignment, I would have a referencing word pad or a note for digital marketing strategy referencing. And I would do it in the proper proper Harvard Business style. And I would do it in the alphabetical order. So suppose I get H, I would put it in some place, in a place. And if I get A, I would put it on top of H. The regular Harvard style, I would keep it ready so that at the last minute, again, that is not a huge task for me because that's already set and I just have to concentrate on my assignment and making it better. Guys, journals. Please get at least 2 journals. It is worth its weight in gold. If you can get 2 journals from the Manchester Library, trust me, you will get good marks. And professors and external examiners love seeing that you have referred to journals. Of course, it has to be something that's useful for the debate that you're making and the assignment that you're writing. But please, if you're going to spend a little bit of time, please use journals. Inside text, whatever textbook that they've given you, it is important to show that you've read it. Please use citations from those as well. Trade articles like Harvard Business Review and Forbes and all those things, they also are fantastic places which gives you a lot of points and lots of marks. But professors love seeing journals in your reference list. If there is, I'm sure they've told you that should be 7 or 8 or 9, or I don't know what the numbers are specifically, but please have at least 2 journal entries, journal citations. Again, it is worth its weight in gold. So these are all tips that I used, and well, it helped me. Okay, while we have all these fantastic things that we want to do, there is this big thing called the procrastinator, who enters our life. We're like, oh my God, it's so many things to do. Or the fact that I can I now have the confidence to tackle this, but I will do it later. I'll just look at this TikTok video, or I'll just chat with this person, or I'll just tackle this job and I will do this later. No, no, that is the single most reason why you haven't done your assignment. It's not because of the work. It's not because of anything else. And now we don't have time to lose. It is only 3 weeks. You have to mitigate the procrastinator. How do we do this? First and foremost, please stop scaring yourself. Like, I could see a lot of worried faces, I could see a lot of worried conversations, like, we have to do this, we have to do that. Yes, everybody has to do that. I have done that. So many people, thousands of students before you have done that, thousands of students after that is going to do that. The only question is, how are you going to conquer it mentally? You should stop scaring yourself. It is not a big deal. It is an important deal. You have cracked and tackled tougher subjects, tougher things in office, tougher things in personal life, tougher things in maybe where we come from. So this is just not that scary. It is just something you have to do. And if you roll up your sleeves and sit down, I am absolutely confident you're going to tackle it. So first thing is, you have to say that it is not that scary. It is not that difficult. You're going to do this, right? Like we said before, break it down into smaller steps. If you're going to read, Ahmed wanted to read the entire operations module book in one day. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. You have to break it down into smaller steps. I'm going to do 4 chapters, or I'm going to do 2 chapters in half an hour, and I'm going to do 20 minutes of reading. We all work better when we have deadlines, correct? Even at work. So tell yourself, maybe I'm going to do 2 chapters, and I'm going to do it in 25 minutes, and I'm going to take a 5-minute break. Then you go back and do the same thing. So when you have to finish in 25 minutes or 30 minutes, you'll hurry up. You will not read every single word and ifs and as and all. You'll just do the important reading. You'll skim through it and see what is relevant to your assignment. We are not currently reading the whole textbook for us to read the whole textbook. We are reading the textbook to write our assignment. There is a difference in terms of objectives, and that is important for you to understand. Break your day down into smaller steps, and break your tasks down into smaller steps with timelines. Exceed expectations. It always helps you. You always, as humans, we always want to win, and our ego loves even the small wins and says, you've got this. Come on, let's go back. So it pumps you up in terms of adrenaline, and you go back and you do the next thing, not in 25 minutes, maybe in 22 minutes. But please don't put unnecessary pressure. Be practical. You are smart professionals, you're smart managers, you know how to manage this. The only trick I'm telling you is, break it down into smaller steps rather than saying, I'm going to read the entire book in a day. Ain't going to happen. Break it down and say, what is the must haves, what is the must do's. Do that. Break it down with timelines, and please take small breaks, because otherwise you'll get bored. You're going to think, oh, I have 3 hours to do this, let me do this. You do not have 3 hours to do it. You have 30 minutes, and then you have to take a 5-minute break. Then you have 30 minutes, and then you have to take a 5-minute break. Keep the alarm far away, but keep the alarm, so that you are reminded of it often. Keep the task small. Again, Ahmed is now regretting he said that to me. But please keep the task small. You cannot read the entire book in one day. Again, fine tune it to the fact that you're writing this assignment, and you need to gather information and things that will help you win. Please align your brain and align your objectives accordingly, and you focus in small blocks, and it is going to win. Remember, we have 250 words, 500 words, another 500 words. So you bring it down to what you're reading and what you're studying, and say, is this important for my 500 words? If it is important, how much can you read? Can I read the whole book for those 500 words? No. So you know now the trick. Use those readings and use those presentations to match those number of words that you have to write and what you're going to say. Set the bar low, like I said, and exceed expectations. Allow yourself to win, so that your hormones, your winning hormones, your happy hormones are secreted, and your body starts to champion you to win and say, let's go study more. And so that I want to win. Every time you win, your body pushes you to win more. So set the bar low and exceed expectations. Take pleasure from studying. And I don't want to hear a groan. I'm not saying that, oh, you should be loving the fact that you're learning operations management, or the fact that you have to read that one big paragraph from Etiturk, which has no full stops, no thing. It goes into 4 pages. But what I'm saying is, enjoy the process, because most often the assignments that you have is based on the work that you do. So they are asking you to better the processes, better the suggestions, better the ideas that are happening in your office. So this is an extremely fantastic time to correct the boss. I'm sure you've had ideas which your team has not listened to. There are certain group decisions which were taken, and you did not agree. This is a fantastic time for you to showcase those ideas and the suggestions. You just have to make that debate, and that will allow you to form your debate for your assignment. And then you can go and critically reference it, critically analyze it by saying the pros and cons, and this is what they said, and this is what they said. It works beautifully, and it is a fantastic trick. And it actually brings out your thinking juices, and it's based on what you can improve in your office, right? And I'm sure all of us have 100 point of views as to how our boss can do his job better. So you do that in your assignment, and you'll get the marks, and you'll go home smiling. Study environments, very, very, very important. Yeah, now that most people have been working from home, hopefully you have a table and a chair which is not your bed and your sofa or your dining table, and you have a secluded space. If it is a secluded space, please ensure that you do not have any family disturbance. Your wife does not come and say, it is just 2 minutes. Your husband does not come and say, it is just 5 seconds. Your child does not come and say, give me a quick hug. Your father does not come and say, can you please help me do this? It'll take you 2 minutes. All those 2 minutes and 5 minutes actually boil down into a lot of time. Please ensure that you're secluded. This is where your conversation with your home allies will help you take a decision right now. Do I sit at home and study? Can I get the space and time? Or do I go into coffee shops that are 24 hours? I used to sit in where my parents live in India, and when they were here, they came with my nephews and brother and sister. So we had a house that is always ready to party, and I had no space and time. So I used to go to the Manchester Library, and I used to sit there and work. And there used to be other students also used to come there and sit there and work, because coffee shops sometimes don't agree with me. And it helped me. So figure out a study environment that allows you to focus, that does not disturb you constantly, that allows you to dedicate the time and space that you require. For me, another trick that happened was study music. So a lot of people don't like hearing to music. I used to put earphones, and I used to listen to psychedelic trance and high beat reggae and rap and all, because there's a lot of noise, and I don't have to concentrate on the words, and I don't have to listen to someone losing their boyfriend, or someone watching me do a dance or anything of that sort. I don't have to listen to that. I just have high beat music that would pump me up, and my heartbeats would be up. And you have a lot of study music, a lot of white music on YouTube and SoundCloud and Spotify. Use it, and if that works for you, obviously you have to find out if that works for you. And that helped me keep my adrenaline up and keep me pumped up to match up those 30 minutes and taking a break. So I used to be constantly charged when I was doing this. And at the end of this, at the end, after finishing the assignment, I wouldn't be able to sleep, because I was, my adrenaline was so high, and I was full of like energy. I wouldn't be able to sleep after submitting it at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. in the morning to match the UK time. And so it helped me a lot. And I'm sure it's going to help at least some of you based on your personality and based on your preferences. Please have a very strict routine for the next few minutes, for a few weeks. Again, it is just 3 weeks. It's just 15 days plus a few weekends. Please figure out your time, plan your life to the microsecond. I'm going to take this much time to pee. Plan it out so that you will win, and it is going to help you. And you will actually see that you have lots of time to finish your assignments and do the things that you like. and love. So plan out your next weeks in the microsecond, and it's going to help you again. Another most important thing that you have to do for the next 3 weeks, learn to say no. No to socializing, no to dinners, no to drinks, no to watching concerts and Netflix, and everything will wait for you. You just have to focus for the next 3 weeks to getting this done. And trust me when I say this, you will finish before time and you will have time on your hands. One of the most important things that you have to say no to is social media. Statistics prove that 80% of your free time is taken by social media. There is a reason why social media is successful. And as a marketer, I should know, because it is programmed to captivate your senses and your attention. They say that social media on your brain has the same effect as consuming cocaine because it's addictive. There are dopamines and adrenaline that are always secreted because of social media, and your body gets addicted to it, and it is easy. You don't have any commitment. You can just see and judge, see and laugh, see and cry. So, and it's at the flick of your hands. Please say no to social media for the next 3 weeks, and maybe you will have a clearer brain also. Do not disturb. Airplane modes are all friends of yours. Put your Mac on DND. Put your phones on airplane mode all the time. Do not take calls. Do not go into WhatsApp messages. Even if it is for work, assign that time, like we discussed. You figure out a small capsule of time, which is after every 2 hours, maybe you will take a look at it and answer only things that are important, because you have now had the conversation with your bosses, you have now had a conversation with your juniors. They're going to fill in for you and they're going to cover for you because they know that you are involved in studying. You don't have to tell them it is studying. You can tell them it's group work, it's for the workshop, and I need to uh, put in my part of this game, otherwise I don't get the marks. I don't have to tell you what to say because you're smart people, and I'm just giving you the rules and the modules, and you can tweak it to what works for you the best. Sorry. uh, the whole idea is to decrease your impulsivity, because as impulsivity goes up, your productivity comes down. So whatever takes you in terms of impulse, let's go out for a meal. No, you order in. Let's go out for a drink. No, you drink later. Social media. I will just look at Instagram for 5 minutes. Have you ever left Instagram after 5 minutes? It doesn't happen. Those people are all very successful businesses because they know how to captivate your interest. Just completely go off. Do not open Twitter and any social media for the next 3 weeks. If you want, if you're brave enough, please delete it. You can always install it back and put in your passwords and all those things, so that it's not there on your phone for disturbing and getting your attention. And if it's a laptop that you use for work, please close the emails, please close your teams, please close any chats that are used for work, and concentrate. The whole idea is to ensure that you do not have any digital distractions, any physical distractions from your friends, family, so that you can concentrate the next few days on the most important task, which is managing your deadlines. I saw that Garam said it's very difficult to say no. Absolutely. But you know what? You're not saying no forever. You're just saying no till the end of
Yeah.
3 weeks. So
Yeah.
it's just no till the end of 3 weeks. So it's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
There's another question from Rana. Rana is
Yes.
asking, when you say we need to use journals, you mean articles, right?
Yes. So you have, if you go into journals, if you look into University of Manchester Library, there will be journals, which is, so for marketing, you have Journal of Marketing, Journal of Direct Marketing, Journal of Production, and for operations. There are lots of journals on production. It's extremely boring, but please go through it and read it, because it's sometimes industrial analysis and case studies that are showcased. So on Manchester Library, you have lots of journals. That is, it's basically where all the peers, they publish their research and findings. So it is ratified by everybody and everyone. So that is how all these frameworks and models that you learn in your MBA, it is published in those journals, so that it's reviewed by peers. That's why journals are, the thing that is most important. And it's also very difficult. Most of us don't read through it because some of it is excruciatingly boring. Like for operations, they showcase only production, industry, factory, and some of it is of them are old. So, but keep the grit. You will get the stuff, and then you can go away and have the journal in your citations.
Amazing. Thank you very much for that, Sneha.
You're very welcome. You're welcome, Sarah.
Any more questions anyone has? You can just unmute yourself and ask. Sneha?
Yes, of course. Any questions, guys?
Any questions?
And like I said, please use your alumni to help you. And once you start, I don't know where you are in your journey in terms of your MBA, but in terms of live business projects, in terms of anything, like we cannot help you crack the assignment, we cannot help you crack the exams, but we can certainly share our journey with you and what these kinds of tricks and tips, which helps us get marks. We can share that with you instead of you going through unnecessary, articles and websites and all those things. So please reach out, and we are always willing to help. You can call me also, and I'm always willing to help. Any other questions, please let us know.
Sure. Thank you very much for the offer, Sneha. And
You're very
if
welcome.
any of these,
Ahmed said, especially no for food.
You owe me dinner for this.
Of course, of course. You say,
yeah,
you bring the food in, and after
you said, so that
absolutely.
resist for 3 weeks, Ahmed, and then after that there's
after that you can put it. You can go into the alumni group and say, guys, we want to celebrate our end of semester. Who's joining us for shisha and dinner or something like that? So more than it always helps to keep the network alive, and
of course.
Yeah.
And I want to ask about the textbooks and references.
Yeah, sure.
It's big books.
Yes.
Finally, it's hard to go through the whole.
Yes.
So what you're doing with this?
So one of the things is you figure out what you're going to write. Okay. So based on that, there will be reading that you have to do. So if it is in terms of how are you going to improve your business processes, or how are you, what kind of marketing, I'm going to give you just a few examples. What kind of marketing changes would you like to bring into the thing? So based on that, go look at the topic in that book and read accordingly. Don't read the entire thing. When you start reading, you'll understand, oh, this I can use, this I cannot use. So skim away what you can't use, and what you can use, I used to note it down in a book. I used to say OC operations and this textbook and page number this, and this is the debate. I just 2-3 words which will help me understand later. So you cannot read the entire book, but that's why I said plan your day, plan what your assignment is going to be. You read the assignment, and trust me, when you sit down, you already have a plan as to what you're going to say. So just use it and break it down. And like I said, 500 words. How much can you read for 500 words? Because you have to give a debate for those 500 words, right? So go back to the topics and understand what is going to happen, and you can read it. Also ask your colleagues. It's not plagiarism. Just say, guys, have you read the book? What will help me? Where can I find lean process management? Or where can I find Six Sigma management? And they will tell you. If that helps.
Brilliant. We have a question from Fatma. She's saying, how you manage when you have 2 assignments to be submitted on the same date or close to one another?
Yeah, so Fatma, this is where you eat the frog and play to your strengths. You read both of the subjects, and one of the subject is easier for you and the other subject is difficult for you. So one of the statistics say that if you swallow the frog, which is do the tough assignment first, then you can finish that off, and then you feel like a winner. Your brain secretes these dopamine and all those hormones that make you happy because you're a winner and you've conquered a target, and then it helps you do the easier version. But again, both of them, if you plan and you work it out, it will be amazing. But my suggestion is do the tough one first, plan out your days and say, in week 1.5 I should have finished this. You can submit it at the last moment, but it should be close to final, as in with your referencing, with your citations, with your complete assignment done. You finish it, then don't look at it, then start on the next one. One day before this submission, you finish the second one, and then on the last day you look at both of them, you read both of them. You cannot change anything, just spelling mistakes and all those things. Change it, put a PDF or Word, whatever the format is, submit it on Turnitin. It always works. It always works. You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay, wonderful. Any more questions for Sneha? Any one of you?
Okay. Looks
Okay,
like no
I
one has any
think
questions.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
But I think you've covered everything. You've really been very, very honest
Thank you.
with all the advice that you've given.
Yeah, too honest sometimes.
You started with a disclaimer, I think, and you said that we didn't do as we were told to do, but whatever we did
Absolutely.
worked.
Absolutely.
So naturally it has worked. You're a successful case study, and I think
Yes.
everyone would love to follow
Thank you.
the tips
Thank
and
you.
tricks that you've shared. Thank you for your time, Sneha.
You're very
Thank
welcome. You're very
you,
welcome.
you all guys, for joining us. Once the new semester kicks in, we will come up with our next series of managing your studies sessions, and we hope that you will sign up and you will benefit from these sessions. For now, thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening and good luck with all of your assignments.
Good luck,
See you
guys.
guys soon.
All of us want to see you win, so do it. Do
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Fantastic.
so much. Thank you, Sneha.
No problem.
Thank
No
you.
problem. Bye bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.